my father's early experience of, basically watching his parents die because they were not allowed to go to the hospital because there were no hospitals for Black people. The trauma from that, my father being left an orphan with his younger brother, had a huge impact on him and then consequently on me. That was one of the earliest experiences connected to my father. The next would be my experience of being a part of the Operation Exodus program and being bused. There were only 20 of us that went to this particular school. Being in a Black community, and then suddenly you're plucked out of that and you're on this yellow bus and it rocks up to this school where everybody in the school is white. And suddenly I became an other. And so I was often accused of cheating. I was often shamed in front of the class. I experienced just repeated incidents, and my sister, who's a couple of years older than me, experienced even more. My brother, Saladin, was assigned to Hyde Park High. There were everyday protests, and people, white folk, men, women, children, standing along the side of the road, swearing, throwing rocks, and the kids having to go through that every single day was extremely traumatizing for them. My sister-in-law tells a story of being on the bus and sitting next to a girl when a brick came through the window, and the glass hit the girl in the eye, and there was a real fear, as blood streaming down. She's traumatized watching this. That was the kind of thing that the students faced every day on their way to school and coming back home. So there were white students who were actually attending the school. They did come to school, and there were constant fights that would erupt, and the police would have to be called in. It was chaos in the schools. And in other communities like South Boston, where early on, like, the white students just refused to go to school. Charlestown was the same thing. Those kind of things really affect, like, one's perceptions of self, of other. Am I able to trust white people? We're talking in the 70s, and now we fast forward, it's 2019. And what are the ways in which things have changed, and what are the ways in which things are still the same? In some cases, it's not a brick and it's not a rock, but it's a word. Anyone who's lived long enough, we've heard that before. We've seen it, we've experienced it. The more things change, the more they stay the same, and that's sad. And it's sad when it's not just in the world, but when it's in the church. I came away with a sense of racial trauma, of not feeling secure about who I was as a Black girl. Did I actually have a hope in a future? Those things were in question. And so in that school environment, I learned that there was something inherently wrong with me, and no amount of whatever, education, etc., was going to fix it.